is the second time we've been here for this event, but it's the 4th annual Lake Norman Chamber Foundation Thanksgiving Breakfast, supporting local communities, actual nonprofits doing work in the area. Somebody who knows a little bit about it, Bob McIntosh of McIntosh Law Firm. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Doing just fine, Justin.
This chilly morning. This is kind of like, winter is here almost at this point. What do you think?
It's refreshing. That's absolutely the case.
It's brisk. Breakfast can be refreshing, too.
Yes.
So for those who don't know about the Lake Norman Chamber Foundation Breakfast, what is this event all about?
Well, the Lake Norman Chamber Foundation is the charitable arm of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. And over the last few years, the Chamber Foundation Board got together and decided it was time that we did something of a fairly substantial nature to try to give back to the community. Our focus is on children, education, and so that's where our charities are usually selected. This year we've got Bridge of Hearts that does birthday celebrations and emergency packs for school kids, and we've got Cornelius Early Scholars that helps out with underprivileged children preschool. And so those are our two charities this year.
You play the country old guy very well on television, sir, I will tell you that, but I know that you are well educated. How important is education to the family, do you think, overall?
Education is the foundation of what's next. It's the foundation of what's good. Without education, we're just kind of bumping around out here. Hopefully, we're laying a good groundwork to get kids started well. And then if the kids are doing well, then that takes a lot of pressure off the parents and allows them to go do the things that they need to do to make their family successful. And then they can look and see, well, the next generation's in good hands. And that's really what we're all about, is that next generation.
We had a chance to meet Rick Ruffin, your newest member
Absolutely.
of the team.
Yes.
We met him this week. Phenomenal. You have a phenomenal team across the board, but you tell all of them that they have to get involved in the community. Do they push back on that at all for you as as a boss? You seem that's one rule that they all tell us consistently, that you make them do that.
Well, no, they don't push back, but sometimes they don't show up. So we have to lean on them just a little bit to get them here, especially if it's early. Some people don't like it early, some people don't like it late. So we try to accommodate the various different tolerances people have to get them here. But yes, a hallmark of the firm is to be involved. We want to be involved and engaged with the community. That's where our clients come from. That's where if we have to go to court, that's where the clerks are, the jurors come from. And so we want to be engaged with the community so that they know we're here for more than just, what we can get out of it.
One of the big conversations over the past couple of weeks has been SNAP benefits, WIC benefits. That has been a huge conversation. The government shutdown, how those resources and dollars kind of flow into local communities. You guys also working right now with Ada Jenkins locally with the food pantry that's going on. Do you have any details on that you mind sharing?
Sure. Leah Trowbridge, one of our attorneys, is on the board at Ada Jenkins Center, and we're doing a food drive at the law firm this week. We've got a trailer sitting out front, and if you want to drop by and drop off some canned goods, non-perishables, we're going to get those over to Ada Jenkins sometime Friday or Saturday.
And the local community, most people wouldn't think, does Lake Norman have people who have food insecurity here?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's something that gets passed over a lot of times. They're like, well, you guys are in a more affluent area. Why would there be any need in your area? But there definitely is.
There's always a need. The question is, how do we respond to it? Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're trying to do. Fortunately, our area is not poverty-stricken. The majority of folks are not food insecure, but a lot of people are. And you never know who is. You never know who lost their job. You never know who's had an illness in the family. You never know who's had an untimely death. And these things, they visit themselves upon all of us at one time or another. And so just being part of the community, they live in a big house, but there might not be anything in the cabinet.
For the young families in the area, too, that are having children, that early education piece then, too, there is a need. Even those daycare is not cheap in this area in general, for no matter the age of the child.
Daycare's not cheap anywhere. But,
no, that's right. Yeah.
But yes, and that's something that families struggle with, and that's one reason that the Lake Norman Chamber Foundation said this is something we need to support. The Lake Norman Y and So many of our local churches have preschool, and those programs are fabulous. Some of them, though, hard to afford. And it might not be but $10, but if you ain't got but $5, you can't afford it.
And sending a kid to school prepared, right? That just changes their confidence, and it changes their trajectory too, as they grow.
Absolutely. If they show up ready to learn, if they show up with a good positive attitude, then it makes the whole process a lot easier, and it makes them want to come back because they're not getting beat up when they're going, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, where's your homework, why aren't your pants zipped, all this kind of stuff. The poor kid doesn't want to have to deal with that.
Right.
Yeah, you deal with a lot of people in the area. You do. What's it like coming together in a room like this and people show up? What's that like for you at this point in your career and everything you've gotten to do over the years?
Well, we talked about that just a little bit earlier. The room in there is getting full, and there's an awful lot of positive energy. And, we just want to take some time today to be thankful. That's really what today's all about, to be thankful and to give back. And I think that's the general attitude, is that people just glad to be here, and beautiful day, beautiful area. Let's be grateful. Let's give back.
Lake Norman Chamber Foundation. So this is the foundation arm. How long you've been involved with the foundation arm for a while? Can you give us any of the history on the foundation side?
Well, we started about, I guess it was about 12 years ago, and one of the local organizations donated some money into us, and we've done some things to help schools along, and sort of been there as a backstop to pick up on some programs and to help fund a few things in the local schools. But we really just didn't have a big push or a big purpose. Nobody really knew about the Chamber Foundation other than the people that were on the board. All the past board chairs are on the board of the Chamber Foundation, but there's only, I think, 6 or 8 of us that vote. So it's nobody really knew what we were doing or what we were about, and so we said, well, maybe we need to let some folks know. Maybe we need to be about something. Let's do something so people can know what we do.
And this is one of the unique things, because you do a lot of chamber events throughout the year. You know very well of the chamber, where you guys actually raise dollars for a local charity. So these two organizations, Bridge of Hearts and Cornelius Early Scholars, why those two? What was it that drew the board's attention to those two particular organizations?
One of our board members is on the board at Cornelius Early Scholars, and I'm on the board at Bridge of Hearts, and so we just kind of brought it there, and we didn't really have a true selection process. It's not like we had 12 people come in and present, and these were the 2 winners. It's just that the board was familiar with these, and both of them came and made presentations to us, and the board said, yeah, this is what we'd like to support this year. And we didn't pick. We picked 2 because we wanted to make a substantial difference. We didn't want to just, here's $150, go do what you can with it. We wanted to try to make a substantial difference in these organizations because they're both local and they're both grassroots, and they both need funding, and they make a big difference in the lives of these kids that they touch.
One of the things that my wife says I need to continue working on is listening. What's it like listening to all of these different voices of the community for you? Because, again, you touch so many different things. And so what's that like, hearing all the different voices?
It can be loud. It can be loud. It can be confusing. But usually if you sit there and listen, a common theme will emerge. A direction will present itself. And you just sort of have to say, yeah, this looks good. And the board looks at it, and we work together. It's a consensus decision, and eventually the path emerges.
We're talking with Bob McIntosh of McIntosh Law Firm, McIntoshLawFirm.com, located in Davidson. Whole team of people. We met Rick Ruffin, the newest attorney there. What's going on at McIntosh Law Firm? Does everyone just kind of take off for the holidays after this event, and then everybody see you in the new year?
In January.
Lord, no, they better have their fannies there. But our fannies there getting it done. This is the end of the year, and clients are wanting stuff done, and all the stuff that we didn't get done earlier that we should have gotten done, and all the stuff that's coming in that needs to be done. The clients expect that, and so we try to be there and get it done for them.
You've also got the food drive going on. So through this week, people can come and drop food off.
Up at the Davidson Cotton Mill.
Okay.
There's a black trailer sitting out there. It won't be manned per se, but just there's a rack kind of sitting over next to it. Just leave your food on the rack, and we'll get it put in the trailer and over to Ada Jenkins. We will appreciate your support.
All right, another opportunity to support the community. We are doing that today as well here at the Lake Norman Chamber Foundation Thanksgiving Breakfast, 4th annual support.